Hi, this is Psychic Medium Natalia Kuna here today to talk about the crystal children. You might have seen my video on the Indigo children. If not, the link is below the video so you can take a look. The Indigos are the children born between about the 70s to the 90s roughly, and the crystal children are the next generation from the mid-90s onwards. Some of these crystal children are still being born today as the new babies coming through. So the difference here is with the crystal children, there are some similarities with the indigos. They're very super sensitive to energy. They are hypersensitive to any external stimulus. They can actually get really frustrated or overwhelmed by too much going on, like a lot of noise or or a toxic environment, food, chemicals as well, and allergies. They can be hyperallergic, so that's something to watch out for as well. And just sensitive to energy, sensitive spiritually. So they have an extrasensory perception. They're very telepathic and can read minds, and that is one of the reasons that they say that some of the crystal children take a bit longer until they start talking. And the idea behind that is that they're actually telepathically communicating mind to mind, and then they have no need for physical communication. Much like it was in ancient times, they say, back in Atlantis or before that. Or in the spiritual realms, everything's based on telepathy. That's how we communicate with angels and guides. So the crystal children are very connected to the spiritual realms. They are connected to that Christ energy. And the crystalline energy is a very pure, clear energy. This is why you get a sense from these children or even these babies that they're just wise old souls, like little Buddhas in a little kid's body. They very much have a warm personality. They're very sweet and loving. They're the peacemakers. So the indigos came through as the system busters and the warriors, breaking down everything. And now the crystal children come through as the peacemakers, bringing about more peace and love. Now, you know, if you have a crystal child or that you've been around one, they just emanate this beautiful sense of pure energy. They're very sweet and loving, and you just get this sense of peace and goodwill around them. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do in the future for humanity. And speaking of that, they are very connected to the environment and the outdoors, and they love to be out in nature. They love collecting rocks, and they're very drawn to crystals. They love animals, and they have a really good sense of balance as well and dexterity. They're highly sensitive. They can get really frustrated if there's too much going on in the environment. So too much external stimulus such as noise, too many people, crowded places, that kind of thing. So just like any sensitive person, that can be overwhelming for them. And then because of that too, some children actually have are very hyperallergic. They're very sensitive to chemicals, allergies, to foods, different products, the preservatives, that kind of thing. So that's something else to watch out for with the indigos. The crystal children. And also pregnant women who are birthing or about to birth a crystal child will find that they might have a heightened sense of spiritual awareness and psychic perception. This is because the crystal children are so connected to the other side. They have such a high frequency that they transmit this literally to the mothers even before birth. And so this has happened actually to me. So when I was pregnant the first time and didn't know yet, just maybe just 4 or 5 weeks in, I had a vision while awake that the angels were giving me a baby, and this baby was surrounded by divine light. And then I raced off and did a pregnancy test and found out that I was indeed pregnant. So I have had experiences with that as well. So that's something to look out for. These beautiful babies carry this sort of energy of Christ consciousness. They're very connected to the Christ energy of just of love, purity, oneness. They're very much connected to that, and you will feel that and sense that just being around them, or even holding a baby that is a crystal child. Other things to take note of with the crystal children is that they can withdraw at times. There are some crystal children have autism, or are on the autistic spectrum, or have some tendencies or characteristics of an autistic child. In readings, I've actually sensed the energy of autistic children. I've often picked up, if I've had a female client come to me, that their child might have autism, or it's been suggested that they be diagnosed, or just have some tendencies. And I very much get a sense of feeling of what it's like to be in their little bodies. And it is like what it feels like in my experience with some of them, because each child is different. But it's almost like you've come from another dimension, like this higher dimension, and then you're stuck here on Earth on this low frequency, very dense energy of Earth, and it's very frustrating and it's very different, and you're sort of in this other world. So that's a little bit of a slice of what that's like as well. So these crystal children also are very musical and interested in that, and they also can exhibit healing abilities, just this natural healing ability. It's quite amazing, and they might actually just reveal that, and you might just sort of see snippets of that from time to time, as I've seen with my own daughter. They often discuss angels and guides and the other side and past lives and things like that, and they just sometimes come out with these little snippets of wisdom out of nowhere, and you can be really delighted and amazed by the wisdom that they have, the things that they say. Sometimes it seems like what they say has been channeled or is some kind of divine message. They're also very artistic and creative, like the Indigos, and that's very important to them. Artistic expression is very important. That is also because that's connected to the spiritual side as well. Some of these crystal children prefer vegetarian food. That is because vegetables and fruit hold a higher frequency, and they naturally attune to that and know that. But that's not the case. Many crystal children, eat meat and other foods as well. Okay, so that's a bit of a rundown on crystal children. You can find information about crystal children. I've written a full article and lots of articles about children and other spiritual topics on my website, www.nataliacuna.com. Come by and have a visit.